Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Curtain, a backstage look at the stage production of Yesterday, the senior school concert for the academic year 2025. This afternoon, we're giving you an exclusive behind the scenes preview of something truly special coming to the stage. Based on the film Yesterday, it reimagines a world where only one man remembers the Beatles, their songs, their music, and all that they brought to the stage. This afternoon, we talk about the students and how they will bring this to life on the stage at the Bishop's Co-ed School, Kalyani Nagar. Joining me today, we have the talented team of directors, people working with the choir, people working with tech, and people working with stage and design to help us walk through this preview of this production. With me this afternoon, I have Sandra Jose and Jovia D'Souza, both part of the direction team. Shreya Sharma, who takes care of the choreography. Lillian Danla and Daniel Barnett, both looking after the choir. Ravi Divte, who looks after art and stage design. And AJ, who's looking after our tech support with sound. I come to my first few questions for the day, and I will direct this to the directors. So Sandra and Jovia, I'll start with Sandra. Sandra, the story is about rediscovering the Beatles, and it is such a unique choice for a school production. What led you to do something of this caliber?
Basically, I have heard Beatles initially, and when our principal, Mr. Yates, introduced us to this topic, initially we were a bit apprehensive as to doing Beatles because I knew about Beatles, but I was just quite confused whether the children would know about Beatles or no. We didn't know whether they were in sync with a music band that was quite, I won't call it ancient, but yes, most of our children don't know about Beatles, so we were excited about the new topic.
Super. Jovia, for some of the cast, will this be their very first Beatles production?
Yes, it is definitely for them. For most of them, it's their first time hearing a lot of the songs that have been, put out by the Beatles. But what we've noticed as we've practiced is that they are quite welcoming to, learning them, listening to them, understanding the emotions that are in each of those songs. So far, we are good.
Good. Ravi, your team has, you and the art team have been working very, very hard on the sets. Give us a little glimpse of what the audience should expect while on stage.
Expect this time we are keeping a little bit simple and genuine, and we are just blending a touch of technology and tradition together to get to bring to the stage and through our creativity.
Excellent. So that was actually my next question. What are we doing differently this year in respect to stage production?
As I said, the technology and tradition, whatever handwork we are doing it, we just want to show that only how we can do it. There is a little bit challenges, but yes.
Understandably, this is the first time that we are using
Yes.
technology with a large stage production. How apprehensive have you all been about using technology with the stage?
So whenever the scenes related to that particular thing, so there where we can how we can match with that with the handwork and our other things like to decorate other stage. This balcony thing is there are so many things are there where we wanted to just make up with those things.
Great, thank you. Shreya, every Beatles song seems to come alive with rhythm. How have you been approaching choreography with this particular production?
So every song has different types of beats. It's a different tempo. Like if you hear Hey Jude, it's a little slow. If you go to Twist and Shout, it's a very peppy number. And USSR and I Saw Her Standing There. They're all songs with different types of beats. So we have tried to put in different dance forms. Like we have ballet, we have contemporary, we have jive, we have a bit of salsa, we have rock and roll. So we are trying to portray every song with a different dance form, and our costumes and everything is going to be entirely different for every song.
Excellent. How difficult has it been to work with a large number of children who are part of your dance troops?
So for children, for the auditions, we try to segregate the students based on the skills that they have. Like there are some kids who are amazing with their expressions. So we try to put them in twist and shout, which requires a lot of facial expressions. And then we have children who are very good with their leg work. So we've tried to put them in obladi, which has shuffling. So we've tried to put shuffling also this time because it's a little more relatable for them. And then we have some children who have like a natural flexibility in them. So we try to put them in twist and shout, and we try to put them in USSR, which has jive and salsa.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. So Lillian and Daniel, you've been looking after the choir for a number of years now. We've seen the choir grow over the last couple of productions. We started off, I think 3 years ago with a choir strength of 80 students. Last year it went to 120. 137, I stand corrected. And this year I hear we've gone to about 160 in the choir, which is a huge number. What's the secret to capturing the Beatles' tempo with this particular production?
The secret to capturing Beatles' harmony lies in the combination of their natural vocal blend, deep musical instinct, and also the willingness to break the conventional music rules for dramatic effects, and extensive practice, which is very much required.
Okay.
In fact, I was very surprised to learn that none of the Beatles members were ever trained to read or write music. So all the harmonies that we hear were all from hearing. So which is really great, and we will get to see a different wide range of harmonies in each of our songs in our concert this year.
Excellent, super. Daniel, how difficult has it been to work with Beatles numbers?
So honestly speaking, what comes first in our hearts, like to work on Beatles music with the choir, it's a challenging thing. It's a huge choir of 160 children, and singing and performing the Beatles songs, it's a challenging task. So I feel that sometimes the Beatles songs are, when we listen to it, it sounds simple and basic, but when you get into deep, when you get deep into it, it is really amazing. It is really incredible to listen to them, because when you see the chords progression, when you see the key changes, the tempo, the beats are different ways, and teaching all these things to the choir is a challenging task.
Great. AJ, you've been in charge of sound and music, and again, in a play like this, that's a very key factor to a production such as this. How do you prepare for an opening night as such?
So with theatre production, because speech and delivery is so important, it's also important to make sure that the actors, the cast are very clear. Not only that, because we have so many actors, so many roles, diverse roles, we need to make sure that everyone's mic'd. So we have to keep changing mics from one actor to another. So it's in its own way, it's a choreography backstage as well. So we work with the backstage crew a lot of practice, making sure that the mics change on time, the mics are placed in the right position, a lot of that. So a lot of practice, a lot of pre-production preparation, but generally, because working with this, a lot of the team, as well as a lot of students who've been in concerts before, they're well versed in a lot of that already, so that takes a lot of load off me. But yeah, I mean, it's a whole team effort that comes together to make sure that the sound, the choir, the visuals, everything blends together perfectly for a production like this.
How do you think this kind of a production will reach out to people who are Beatles lovers?
I think that I'd like to answer that in two ways. One, it will reignite memories, because with music, generally you associate songs with, for most people, you associate songs with moments in your life, and that's what music does. It triggers memories, it triggers emotions. So people who are already Beatles fans will associate that, it's an emotional connection. But I also think, like some of the team has already said, a lot of the students weren't well versed with Beatles music up to this point. And I think it opens them up to a whole new genre of music, or a whole new like age of music that they. I mean, of course, out of 100, maybe 30 won't like the music because their ears and their brains are tuned differently. But some might like it, and spreading that in its own way is education.
So if I may add
Yes.
something, like he rightly mentioned, while we are looking at targeting or really getting a lot of other age groups involved as well, I think what we need to also make our children aware of is that while their taste in music is very different, if we look at any kind of an art form, we don't really create it in a vacuum. There's always something that we, in the past, that we draw on, sorry. So, that can be a different experience in itself for the children as well. So maybe we may have a few more Beatle fans in our students.
Thank you, Jovia. Seeing as how we're about to bring this to life on the 22nd of November this year, what's the mood around the whole cast and crew? I'll ask Sandra to answer that.
So at present, I think they are quite excited. The actors are quite excited. I think the dancers have also got into the groove. They've also got well versed with the songs which they have never heard before. And at present, yes, they are quite excited to put up Beatles.
Great.
And so another one more very interesting or more, I think that creates a little bit more of excitement is the new technology that we are adding to our contemporary sets that we have. So that brings in a little bit more of a punch.
Super. Lillian, my last question to you.
Yes.
If the Beatles were here, what do you think they'd say about this version of yesterday?
What will they say? I think they will be very, very happy because if you look at the choir, if the way I think we have added some more harmonies to what they have already done. So I think they'll be extremely very pleased that we have improvised and we are not sounding less than them.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being a part of this podcast. For those of you that would like to witness yesterday, please book your donation passes via the school office. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos.